Life has a way of testing us in ways we least expect. Sometimes, everything seems to fall into place, and the world feels bright and full of possibility. But then, without warning, challenges arise, and suddenly, the path forward is clouded by uncertainty and doubt. In these moments, it's easy to look around and wonder why life feels so unfair. Why do some people breeze through obstacles while others seem to stumble at every turn? Why do bad things happen to good people? Why does it feel like, no matter how hard we try, the scales never seem to tip in our favor? If you've ever asked yourself these questions, know that you're not alone. Every person at some point faces struggles that seem insurmountable. The truth is, life doesn't promise fairness. The world is not always just, and things don't always work out the way we hope. But within every struggle, there is an opportunity, a hidden strength waiting to be discovered. When life feels unfair, the first instinct is often to compare ourselves to others. We look at friends, colleagues, or even strangers on social media and believe their lives are easier, happier, or more successful. But what we see is only the surface. Beneath every smile, every achievement, there are stories of hardship, moments of doubt, and quiet battles fought in the dark. Everyone carries their own burdens. Comparison only deepens our sense of injustice, and it distracts us from our own journey. Instead of focusing on what others have, try to turn your attention inward. Acknowledge your feelings, anger, sadness, frustration. These emotions are valid, but don't let them define you. When we face adversity, it can feel like the world is against us, but these moments are also opportunities to grow. Think back to a time when you overcame something you once thought impossible. Maybe it was a difficult exam, a painful breakup, a job loss, or a health scare. At the time, it felt unbearable, but you made it through. You found a way, learned something about yourself, and emerged stronger. Strength is not the absence of struggle. Strength is found in the way we respond to struggle. It is found in the quiet determination to keep moving forward, even when the odds are stacked against us. When life feels unfair, it's tempting to give up, to lash out, or to retreat into bitterness. But there is another path, the path of resilience and hope. Resilience is like a muscle. It grows with each challenge we face. The more we use it, the stronger it becomes. When we refuse to let hardship define us, we reclaim our power. We may not be able to control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. We can choose to seek meaning in our struggles. We can choose to learn, adapt, and persevere. Often, the greatest lessons come from the hardest times. Failure teaches humility and patience. Loss teaches us to value what we have. Disappointment teaches us to set boundaries, to advocate for ourselves, and to never settle for less than we deserve. These lessons are not easy, but they are essential. They shape us into who we are meant to be. Sometimes, the unfairness of life is not just personal. It is global. Injustice, inequality, and suffering exist on a massive scale. It can be overwhelming to witness so much pain, to feel powerless in the face of forces beyond our control. But even here, there is hope. Small acts of kindness, compassion, and courage ripple outward. When we choose to act with empathy, to stand up for what is right, we create a better world, not just for ourselves, but for others. Remember, you are not defined by what happens to you. You are defined by how you respond. Every setback is an invitation to become more courageous, more compassionate, and more resilient. Every struggle is a chapter in your story, a story that is still being written. If you're facing a difficult time right now, take a moment to breathe. Remind yourself that it's okay to feel lost, to feel angry, or to grieve what you've lost. But also remind yourself that this moment is not the end. You have survived every challenge you've faced so far, and you will survive this one too. Reach out for support if you need it. Talk to friends, family, or a counselor. You don't have to carry your burdens alone. Take small steps, one day at a time. Celebrate the little victories, even if they seem insignificant. Progress is rarely linear. Some days will be harder than others, but each day you choose to keep going, you are building your future. And when you look back, you may find that the times you thought were breaking you were actually building you. That the unfairness you experienced taught you empathy, patience, and strength. That you discovered new strengths within yourself that you never knew existed. Life will never be perfectly fair. There will always be challenges, setbacks, and disappointments. But there will also be joy, love, and moments of unexpected beauty. The key is to keep going, to hold on to hope, and to believe in your own capacity to overcome. So the next time life feels unfair, remember this: you are stronger than you think. You have faced hardship before, and you have emerged wiser and more resilient. The struggles you face today are shaping you for the victories of tomorrow. Trust the process, trust yourself, and know that even in the darkest moments, there is always a way forward. Find strength in every struggle. Let adversity be the fire that forges you, not the weight that holds you down. You are not alone on this journey. Others have walked this path before, and others will walk it after you. Together, we can find meaning, purpose, and hope, even when life feels unfair.